Hello and welcome to 360 Gamercast episode 39 for Tuesday the 20th of October 2020. Or if you're listening live, it is the 18th, so hello to all those Twitch people. I am your host, Mark Webb, gamertag Webby360G, and joining me on this fine evening is...
Back again. I don't know why. Cinema Dan.
And right at the end, Sensei Switch.
Whee! Three Musketeers are back in action.
It's the three amigos. It's the four
Three I prefer Three Amigos.
Okay, the Three Amigos. Or the
Yeah.
Gamerteers.
No, that's crap.
The three
Stop it.
hardcore gamers.
No,
The gamer tears.
no. Dear
This is not an LGBTQ plus podcast, okay? Oh, anyway. Oh, it's been a good gaming week for me. I've played loads. I've got
Is that because Leah's been out of town?
Well, she's gone out of town again. So I think she might be having an affair, really.
Has she
Instead of going
taken
to
the
her sister.
kids?
She's taken the kids to her sisters.
No note.
So I've just been I've been working and doing lots of gaming as well. So
Did you order that graphics card in the end?
okay.
Here we go.
Yeah.
No, it's not. No, it's not a long story.
The
Actually.
mystery deepens.
No, the
Yeah.
mystery doesn't deepen. So it was just over a month ago now when I ordered it from Overclockers, and they've got some forums on there to keep everyone up to date. So I ordered a card called the Ventus. It's just one of the brands, one of the MSI brands, and in 1 month they have had 48 cards delivered.
Wow.
That is it. So I went down to like 400 and something in the queue. So I got fed up of it and I just cancelled my order and got a refund. So now I'm just kind of waiting it out, to be honest. I'm just keeping an eye online because Amazon are getting drops every now and again and various other sites. But Nvidia have already come out and said that there's going to be supply issues until at least early next year anyway. So even those
Didn't Hogarth get his?
yeah, so we got a 3090, which is the expensive one.
All right. So you need his connections, mate. There you go.
No, I mean because obviously because the 3090 is £1,400.
Oh right.
Yeah, so
Fucking
obviously it's a
hell.
lot easier to
Wasn't it? I
get.
thought it was like $1,400. That doesn't exactly equivalent to
Yeah, it's £1,400.
as well.
So obviously that's going to be a lot easier to get because it's more expensive. Whereas the 3080, it's 650 for the Founders Edition.
It's your common man's one.
Yeah, but there's another card releasing at the end of the month called the 3070, which is it's the upgrade to the card I've got, which is a 2070.
So
Super.
you've gone for the Series S of graphics cards as opposed to the Series X.
See, the 3090 is really only good. It's really a
Streaming.
Yeah.
It's a streaming one, isn't it?
no.
I think mainly.
It's more for 8K gaming. That's how powerful it is. Like you're kind of when you're gaming at 4K or below, it's kind of that point of diminishing returns. When you look at the difference in the frame rate between
So
games.
I repeat my question. Is my analogy correct?
No, so the 3080 is like the Series X of the PC world, whereas the 3090 is just that super duper computer of just insanity, in my opinion. And then the 3070 is kind of like your Nintendo Switch, you know?
I can't take you seriously.
I know.
It's so fucking stupid.
I know it is. But yes, I'm going to be running my card till next year. It's fine. It's not a problem. It's just been a palaver because obviously I sold my card. Realised I wasn't going to get a card for ages, so I rebought the same card I sold for the same price.
That's fair enough then.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you didn't lose any money out.
No, I
or
just
lose
lost.
out on anything.
I just lost.
Time.
I lost like 4 weeks worth of gaming on my PC.
Sanity.
Yeah, which was very annoying. But there we go. But I'm back. It's nice. So obviously the new console is going to be out before I get my new graphics card. So I'm sad, very sad. But there we go. It's all good. But I want to say thank you to Wes, one of our community members, loyal Patreon subscriber as well.
and one of 14
one
loyal
of 14
patrons.
now, which is awesome. He sent me an Oculus Rift this week.
Nice.
Yeah, all the way from Thailand. Only took a month to arrive. Bloody cost an arm and a leg to ship, though. But that's all I had to pay for, so I'm very grateful for him for sending me that. And I've been having a blast with it, mate, to be honest. It's the original Oculus Rift that came out in 2016, so obviously the latest VR headsets are a lot clearer. The technology has moved on quite a lot in those 4 years. I've been doing a little bit of reading, and apparently the best VR headset at the moment is the Valve Index, but that'll set you back a cool £1,000. Whereas if you buy the latest Oculus, I think one's just come out called the Oculus 2 or something, and that's 400. So I've got the original, but it fits well. I don't have to wear my glasses with it on either, which is quite nice because I'm long-sighted, and apparently it only affects people who are short-sighted. So people only have to wear glasses if they're short-sighted on VR headsets. So that's cool. And I've been playing a variety of games, which has been quite interesting. So when you get the headset, I just want to say, look, the initial setup's a bit of a pain in the arse because it comes
with all of them.
it comes with external sensors. So in the box there's 2 sensors, but Wes sent me an extra one, so I've got 3. So the third one goes behind me. And you get two controllers, one for your right hand, one for your left hand, and it tracks your hands as well. And obviously your head movements and all that. But it's insane, and I have to say, I mean, I've been playing a lot of VR games this week, but I do have one highlight which was quite unexpected, and that's called table tennis. And I know what you're going to say. You mean like table tennis? What the hell are you on about? It's called 11 Table Tennis VR, and it's like playing table tennis in your room. I mean, you need quite a lot of space to be able to play it, but it's absolutely insane because you have your headset on, you're standing up, and you're looking around the room, and you can measure from the floor to where the floor is, so the table's at the right height, and you can play it online with people as well. So I've been having a blast just playing it online. So you have both your controllers, and obviously one of them's your paddle, and the other one you can flick your ball in the air to serve and all that. And but what makes it so immersive is, I mean, the graphics are quite nice, even on the older headset. But it's the little touches. So whenever you hit the ball, your controller does a little vibration, so it actually feels like you're hitting the table tennis ball. And it runs very, very smooth, even when playing online against people. And now a good thing about the Oculus Rift is it has built-in earphones on the top of the headset, so you just move them over your ears. And there's also a built-in microphone in the headset as well. So, I've been playing table tennis with loads of people from all around the world, and I've just been chatting to them, just randoms. And everyone's been really, really nice. It's been quite a surreal experience, to be honest, playing that game, because I've been meeting some nice people and playing some table tennis. It's really weird. It's
the future.
Really
the future of gaming. Table tennis.
I mean, I think it's awesome because I love table tennis anyway. I used to play it a lot, obviously in real life. So it's actually just quite nice to be able to play because it's a little bit of a workout as well. Whilst you're playing it, so it was a pleasant surprise that I thought I'll try it out, and okay. Another game in the table tennis is a little game called Beat Saber. I don't know if you.
Oh, right, this is pretty big, isn't it?
Yeah, so because I asked for recommendations from people on what to the best VR games, and everyone said Beat Saber, and I was like, what the fuck is this game? And it's basically just a music rhythm game where you've got two lasers, with your controllers like lightsabers, obviously what's called Beat Saber. And then to the music, the blocks are coming towards you, and you have to hit them with your lightsabers. And then there's walls that come across which you have to dodge as well, so you have to make sure you've got plenty of room. Now, it is a lot of fun and it's very, very immersive, but it is a hell of a workout, because what I didn't realise until much later on of playing it, depending on how you hit the blocks, depends on how many points you get. So the bigger swing you make of the saber before you hit the block, the more points you get, and the more in the middle of the block, the more points as well. So you've got to have a big swing and be accurate. So you do a couple of rounds of that, like giving it all your, big swings of your arms and dodging and that. Mate, I was sweating like a bitch after playing this game today,
This looks like Connect version 2. It looks like a Connect game,
Just
mate.
obviously be careful with that when the kids are around, because they like to just walk in front of people.
Well, I mean,
I only around like a windmill.
Yeah, I mean, I only been playing it at night when the kids are in bed, because
Fair enough.
my boy, he'll be, I'll be whacking him. I mean, I've done VR with him, watching when I've been playing games where I've been sitting down. But these. But what amazes me is just how accurate and realistic it feels when you're moving your hands around. Like how well these sensors track everything, your head and your hands. It's really, really accurate. It really is.
Yeah, I was just about. Are kids actually really sort of supposed to use VR?
I mean, I haven't put the headset on my boy's head. I've just let him watch shit on the screen.
Because their eyesight, I don't know what age it is, their eyesight kind of sorts itself out.
Yeah,
and stuff.
I wouldn't
obviously
want
us adults would sometimes have issues
You'll
with
end up
VR.
boss-side, mate.
Well, I was actually going to say I've had some issues.
God, here we go.
With some games, I was going to get to that. I was going to go through some of the positives and then some negatives and some positives. So I actually have had some negatives. So with what I have found is certain games I've felt physically sick and had to take the headset off. So the first game I felt really sick with was Star Wars Squadrons.
Ooh.
Oh, is that because of the speed and everything with it, or?
Yeah, well, I think so. I think what it is, because I've experienced. Okay, I'm going to go through the games I experienced sickness with. Star Wars Squadrons, Project Cars 2, and this other one called Epic Roller Coasters.
So all the fun ones, basically.
Yeah, and I had
all the ones I wanted to like.
Yeah, so all the ones I really wanted to like, and a little bit on IL-2 Sturmovik as well. But I think what it is you're sitting down in your chair, right, and in the game, and in the VR, it's kind of tricking your mind that you're moving around like really, really fast and doing corners and loop-de-loops and all that, but you're not getting actually physical sensation when you're moving, if that makes sense. Because when you're moving left or right or up and down, you're expecting your body to have a little bit of that kind of G-force, in that direction. And because I think it's for me, I'm not getting that actual physical sensation of moving. It just makes my body like weird out, to be honest. And not.
Yeah, I was going to say on oh god, I can't remember the name of it. Until Dawn Rush of Blood on PSVR. There was a couple, because on that you're on like a roller coaster cart that goes for a level. It's like a shooting gallery on a coaster.
Yeah.
When you actually went down the dips on that, I did get slight moments where my stomach did feel like it was dropping a little bit, where it was obviously playing tricks in my mind.
Yeah.
You obviously don't get that full thing, but you do kind of like as though your body's waiting for it, sort of a thing.
Yeah, So the one I've had the worst sensation with is it's on the Oculus Store. It's free. You get a couple of them. It's called Epic Roller Coasters. And I love roller coasters in real life. I thought, oh, this will be wicked. I put the headset on. The first time I went on it, I lasted about 3 or 4 minutes. And I was like, I had to take it off. But I have gone back because people have given me some tips, like saying, put a fan on next to you, because apparently the sensation of the air moving on your body helps, and also it's just a little bit of your body just needing to get used to it. So I'm trying to persist with it, to be honest.
You got
do you remember those? Dan will remember this anyway.
Yeah.
Do you remember those domes that you used to have in the 90s that you'd stand in? I think they had some at most of the theme parks. It was just a big dome, and they used to project like roller coaster rides on them, and you just all stand there like
and then
in this
you just
weird...
see people fall over.
Yeah,
I remember those. Great fun.
Yeah, so I mean, the roller coaster one is one I've had the worst sickness with, but Project Cars 2, I need to go back and change some of the settings apparently, because there's a setting where if you lock yourself to the horizon, because usually when you're driving a car game on a screen, the horizon moves when the car's bouncing around. So apparently there's a setting which locks the horizon so it doesn't move, and just the car tilt just jumps, and apparently that helps out quite a bit. So I'm gonna try that. But what I have tried so one of the best looking games I've played in VR is IL-2 Sturmovik, which is a World War II plane simulation game, along with Elite Dangerous as well. So and the reason I haven't really felt that bad playing these is because they're slower moving games. So with Elite, that I've only felt a little bit queasy when I've coming up to a space station and I've been twisting and turning a little bit. Whereas on IL-2 Sturmovik, what's really cool is, I mean, the graphics on it are so amazing anyway. You're sitting in that cockpit, you're flying your Spitfire, and you can just turn your head and look out the window and look down at the ground, and it's not so bad. But when you start turning and moving a bit faster, I do feel my stomach start to go a little bit, which is a little bit frustrating. So what I have been trying to do is, when I'm going to turn in the plane, I turn my actual body in that direction as well, just to try and trick my mind a little bit. But I mean, so far with the VR, especially for the older headset, I've been very, very impressed. I'm just trying to see.
You do kind of get used to it after a while.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, those games have been really, really cool. I did pick up Skyrim in VR as well. Dude, that is so good. I mean, I've played Skyrim quite a lot, and I had to buy this separate. It was only a tenner of CD keys. But just playing that game in VR was just a kind of a surreal experience, because I've only played the first half an hour or so, and that beginning section where where you're going to get killed and then the dragon comes down, it looks amazing, and then there's a point where you go into a building and the dragon blasts through the wall. Man, I shit myself. I was like, fucking hell, when the dragon came through. Yeah, I mean, I've had two people, hello Hogarth, including Hogarth, tell me that they felt really sick playing Skyrim in VR. And it does take a little bit getting used to, because you have to move the thumbstick to make your character move, and there's a couple of options, and I've chosen the teleport option. But I mean, I find it works well. So how I've been playing Skyrim is I've been standing up whilst playing it, because I think if you're sitting down and you're kind of walking around, I think it will fuck your mind up a little bit. So I was standing up, but the combat's quite janky, because you have to. It looks
janky.
Because you have to fucking, when you're swinging your sword or whatever, you have to teleport yourself, with the thumbstick to get really close to the enemy, and then it's like whack, and it's just a bit odd, but it's quite surreal.
Do you actually cast with your your arms and swinging your arms around?
I mean, all I've had is a sword and shield, but I've watched a few YouTube videos, and you can do your spells and all that as well. Yeah.
That's cool. It's one that I always wanted to sort of pick up, but I've sort of begrudged buying it yet again as a separate entity, rather than it just being a VR addition to the original. I can see why they didn't do that, because it's obviously a different setup entirely. But
Yeah, but one of the first things that quite intrigued me with this was there was a demo. So when you first set up the Oculus, you can do this demo, and it's called First Contact. So you're sitting down, and there's this little robot, and he gives you these little discs, and you put them into this machine which makes objects, and it just teaches you how to pick things up in VR and play around and all that sort of stuff. And just that first experience when I went in, I was like, wow, this is fucking awesome. You know, it was just one of those little tech demo tutorial things that I was just very impressed with. Carl, or Five Large Fries, as you know him, said to me to go to check out this thing called VR Chat on Steam. It's just full of little kids just talking shit. So I was just like, I can't handle
Do you know the way?
Is that where he hangs out these days?
Yeah, so I just kind of lasted about 10, 15 minutes in VR Chat and was like, oh, fuck this shit. Yeah, so that was cool. I'm just trying to think. Oh, so one of the other good experiences I've had, obviously you all know I'm a bit of a Trekkie, so I've been playing the Star Trek.
Star Trek Bridge Crew or something, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh man, that is so good. When you actually get in with people, I mean, I don't think the game is super popular anymore because it took a while for me to get a crew together online. It's cool because you all take a different roles. One of you's the captain, one of you does the tactical stuff like firing torpedoes, and one of you steers the ship, and another one does something else. Anyway, you're all having to communicate a lot, and it's basically you're sitting on the bridge. Obviously, it's called Bridge Crew. You're sitting on the bridge of the Enterprise, and obviously you've got the big screen out up front, and then stuff happens. You have to fight ships and explore and all this sort of stuff, and it's quite fun because there's a lot of communication involved. You know, so.
It takes, like, some people will take it very seriously. It seemed like.
Yes, I went into a game yesterday, and everyone was super serious. You know,
how many people do you reckon are sitting there in actual uniform?
Probably quite a few. I mean, it is fun. It is cool. But yeah, I didn't play it. I mean, we did one mission which took about half an hour, and then I'd had enough. I was just like, right, I need to take this headset off because what I'm finding, I mean, with all this stuff I've been playing, I can probably last about half an hour, and then I just have to take the headset off because I'd start to feel a bit weird because like when you're looking through it, I mean the graphics look good in that, but they call it the screen door effect because it's like there's loads of like faint little lines going in front of your eyes, and after a while, I just find I just had enough of all that, you know, and I just need to come back to reality a little bit. But it is super immersive. It really, really is.
I think I used to play in like hour sessions.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay.
The weird thing is obviously when you take the headset off and you're kind of readjusting to reality.
See, this is what I've kind of struggled with. So I did a bit of a long session on the day I got the VR because obviously it's a new toy and I want to check it out. And I was on it for quite a while, and I took it off and I had a bit of a headache. But I sat down with my missus on the sofa and we were going to watch something on the TV, and I was just sitting there and I was like trying to look at my phone, but because I'd had the headset on and obviously everything's in 3D and it's kind of weird. I was like, it took me a while for my eyes to kind of just focus on my phone. It was really weird. I was like, my eyes felt like I was still in like a VR world, and it was trying to make everything more 3D than what it actually is. I don't really know how else to explain. It was just a weird feeling, and I mean, every time I play, it takes me a good 5 or 10 minutes just for I think my brain just to readjust back to normality again. It's really weird.
Yeah, keep this away from your kids, mate. It'll fuck them up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to let my kids use it.
Resident Evil.
Yeah, but
is that actually on PC? Because the VR mode was only supposed to be like exclusive for a year. 7?
I don't know. I mean, it's on Xbox Game Pass on PC now, but I've not downloaded it. I've not downloaded it. So I don't know. There is another game called Phasmophobia, which I've been playing, but I've not actually tried that in VR yet. That's that scary one I mentioned last week.
Oh, you should try it out.
Yeah, I'm a bit dubious to try it out in VR because I shit my pants playing it just on the monitor. So, yeah, because that's like the haunted house game, and you go in, you have to use all your instruments, and oh mate, I had a pretty mental game on that this week actually. Just normally, and I was in with some quite high level people, and so they were like, right, we're gonna level you up, Webby. I just went in with some randoms. I was like, yeah, that's cool. We can go in with some randoms. So I'm just trying to find a video which hasn't got someone's stupid face in the corner. And they were like, right, we're going to play on the hardest difficulty. And I was like, right, so what's the difference between, normal difficulty and the hardest? And they were like, right, every place we go into, because it's like a derelict school, farmhouses, actual houses, it just said everywhere you go, the spirits in there they will always attack you if you're left on your own in the dark or anything like that. So we all have to stick together, make sure we have the lights on, blah blah blah. I was like, right. And we went into this one, and there's like special objectives like getting a photo of a spirit and all this sort of stuff. And there was so usually the spirits are contained to one room. So it's quite easy, and so I was playing, and I was just kind of like, I don't really know what I'm doing. They're just like, oh, just take a video camera, you can put that down in the room, blah, 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 follow us. And they were like, oh, shit. It's a ghost, it's a spirit that can walk through walls, so it could be anywhere in the house. I was like, oh, shit. And then, so one of them was like, right, we need to leave someone on their own so we can get a picture of it. I was like, well, I'm not fucking doing that. So I stood outside the house looking in the window into the house, and so I was standing next to the guy with the camera, and then there's a dude who was just on his own in there, and he was like, oh, I just died, and the dude took a picture. And what it is, so you get so everyone has a logbook, and it keeps all the photos that have been taken, and it has all the clues to what type of ghost it could be before you can end the mission. And the photo came up, and it was just this really freaky little ghost with like it was just really deformed and fucked up. And I was just like, this is fucking freaky, because it's like it's probably one of the most freaky games I've played, because it's just so it's as realistic as you can be with sort of like ghost hunting, like because you're using like equipment that actual ghost hunters do in real life, and it's all
like Derek Acora.
Yeah, and it's all those but it's all the kind of spirits that have been known in real life, if you believe in that stuff and all that, so it's very interesting and entertaining, shall we say, but it's not a game that I really want to try in VR, to be honest, because I think I would shit my pants.
I paid good money to see that.
All right, well, I might do it on a Twitch stream one day. Yeah. And then other VR stuff, nothing really. There's a VR desktop app which you can use. So I've used that just to go on my PC with the headset on, but because it's an older headset, it's not super clear, so I struggle to read the writing a little bit. So that's kind of a bit lost on me. But there's loads of stuff on Steam which I haven't tried yet, so I'm probably going to try some more stuff in the upcoming week.
You going to try that robot game, or was that just Vive only?
I don't know, mate. I don't know which one you're on there.
It's like Robot Battle or something or other. I'm sure Hogarth will know exactly what it was called. It was like one of the sort of bigger VR games. I think it might have been Epic or someone that did it. It was like a pretty well-known developer.
I don't know, mate. I don't know. I need to have a look. Yeah, I mean, that's all the VR stuff I've been playing this week anyway. I'll say a big thank you to Wes for sending me the headset. I mean, I fully appreciate it. I think it's a really cool piece of tech. As I say, just something I need to just get a bit more used to. just in the old stomach area. I think it's quite a common thing with people feeling a bit motion sick with VR headsets.
I think most of it seems to come down to like the frame rate the games run at.
Because I know the Valve Index, which is meant to be the best one, it runs at like 120 hertz or something, and it's got a really clear screen. And obviously, I think, you know, with the older headsets, the frame rate's lower, and obviously the quality of the screen isn't as good either. And there's a big thing about the Oculus Quest 2 now, where you have to sign in with a Facebook account to use the headset, which is putting a lot of people off, obviously, buying it. So obviously for people, so a lot of people that are wanting to get into VR, they're going obviously either for the Vive or the Valve one now. And I think there's a few other makes out there, HP, or I think HP have made one.
Hewlett Packard.
Yeah, I think they've made one. Yeah, yes, HP VR headset, the Reverb G2, it's called. Yeah, so cool. So what else I've played this week? Played shitloads of Tales of Berseria. I'm up to 40 hours now on that.
Ooh. What are you playing that on?
On PC. Yeah. PC. Yeah, so I actually got it as a Christmas present a couple of years ago on Steam. And as I mentioned, it was on the PlayStation Big in Japan sale for like £3. That sale's finished now. But it's actually a really good game. So just a little bit of a segue while I talk about this. Tales of Vesperia is on Xbox Game Pass for obviously the console and PC. And the Tales of Vesperia is one of my favourite JRPGs of all time. One of the greatest JRPGs on the Xbox 360. This version is taken from the PS3 version, which had some extra content. So if you've not played it or fancy playing it again, it's on Game Pass, so there's no excuse there. So anyway, Tales of Berseria, just quickly mention, I am absolutely loving it. Obviously, otherwise I wouldn't have put 40 hours into it. It's a lot darker than the other games in the franchise, but it does have some very heartfelt moments throughout, and you meet some really cool characters throughout the story. And what I like about it is it's partly, you know, free roam where you can go wherever you want, but if you just want to play the story, which is what I'm doing, is you're kind of funneled as to where to go, which is quite nice. So I don't feel like I'm wasting my time. There's none of this, you have to go and grind your dudes to, you know, to be high enough level for boss battles. I've just been playing the campaign and avoiding most of the enemies in the field, to be honest, and I've been fine when I'm facing the bosses. The art style is quite nice. It's quite an old engine now, but I think because it's quite cartoony, it still holds up quite well. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's a great game.
Nice.
So, I think that's it, actually, to be honest, because I've been playing a lot of VR and a lot of Tales of Vesperia.
Very good.
Yeah, so it's been a good week for gaming for me, really. Obviously, I've done the usual, playing some Call of Duty with Colin, playing some Escape from Tarkov, but that's just the usual crap that everyone's just bored of people who are listening to me talk about, to be honest, so... yeah, just the usual crap.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah. Well, I'm saving Final Fantasy 14 for you, Darren, because I've played some, so...
That's fair enough.
I do want to mention it, but obviously when you've talked about it. Yeah, so it's been fun. It's been a great week, and I'm still on the hunt for a 3080. So if anyone sees any for a reasonable price online, hit me up. I have the cash ready to go. Thank you.
Good luck. Good luck with that one.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack, this graphics card. I think people that haven't pre-ordered the new consoles are going to have the same issues trying to hunt those down next month as well. So
it's a shop. Was it Buyer's Paradise on eBay? I bet.
Yeah. I mean, what pisses? I fucking hate eBay. I mean, it's because right. So these cards are £650, and people and they're up for sale for over £1,000. I'm like, you're going to be a fucking mug to be buying one of
Yeah,
those.
we've talked about this plenty.
Yeah.
I mean, there's tons of stuff. I mean, I buy a lot of stuff, day one, like records or whatever, and sometimes on gig tickets even. And you have to be on the ball. You have to be to get past the fucking scalpers. You have to be.
Yeah.
And I think they're scum. I really do. So I think we've covered that enough.
If they're just buying stuff to make a profit and not actually buy it for themselves.
Yeah.
Like, I know a lot of them nowadays, like even with, I think it was like Shop 2, with their pre-orders for the machines, they limit it to one per customer.
Yeah.
Like you're going to buy more than two anyway, but it just makes sense to do that.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, you got people. I'm sure people buy two in order to offset the price of the other by selling the other one at an inflated price. I'm sure that people do that.
But you've got people with kids who want to get a few, like Colin's position, right? Here he's going to want free Xboxes.
Well, he's choosing to wait though. That's the thing. He's waiting to see the best deals. I mean, again, at the beginning of any console cycle, it's a mugs game essentially. I think in the last one I did do the Switch, and I was quite glad I did that because I did actually play one of the greatest games of all time, but it had that. These new consoles and these graphic cards are essentially relying on back catalogues in order to show off what they can do.
Yes, so this is actually something that I wanted to come to, actually, Dan.
There we go.
So I was talking to one of my mates about this earlier, actually, because he's actually cancelled his 3080 order as well. We were having a discussion. It was like, what they do to try and entice you and to get you excited is to show how good current or older games run with the newer tech. And I'm like, well, I said to him, I'm not actually that interested in running older games because I've already finished them, so I'm not going to go back and play them again. What I'm more interested in is seeing what... So in my example, I'm interested to see how Watch Dogs or Assassin's Creed run on between my hardware and the future hardware, because that's kind of where I'm aiming at. And especially with the Xbox platform, they're launching a console with no console exclusives. Like every single game you'll be able to play on your current systems. And I actually saw a review about the Series X today, which was saying that they love the hardware, they think it's amazing, but they were saying it's the most... Well, there was two takeaways that I came from reading the article. They said it's the most PC console that they've ever played, which is very interesting to me, obviously as a PC gamer. And that the Xbox Series X is more of an evolution than a revolution. Now, what that means is it's like another step up. It's like a more powerful Xbox,
Or it's almost like an X or a Pro, isn't it? Basically, but just the next step up.
Yeah, and that's what they're trying to say. Yeah, it's like another mid-gen upgrade, if you want to look at it that way, right? Which is fair enough because the console looks awesome in my opinion, and I've said if I didn't have the PC, I would snap up a Series X on day one. But as you say, it's the way that Xbox are marketing, and I saw it all over Twitter today. It was, oh, look how shiny Gears of War 5 is on the Series X compared to the One X. I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, it looks shiny. It's got ray tracing, but the game is really old, and in my opinion, it's not a very good game anyway.
It's a good game. Shut up.
I mean, yeah, but that's just my opinion, right? But what they should be doing is being like, right, this is our new hardware. This is how cool these new games are looking. New games, not fucking.
That's again. Sony are kind of going down that route with their generational kind of approach to everything, which they've kind of backtracked on now.
Yeah. Because
it's an interesting time. I mean, you're quite right in saying this is more like a 2.5 or like a 0.5 edition.
Yeah.
But it's been dressed up as a brand new console. Mainly because I don't think if they were to do this with the Xbox One and cut out all the day one, they wouldn't be able to get away with it.
Yeah.
This is basically future proofing to a point of cutting that old tech off, essentially. And it will happen, 2-3 years, well, even 4 or 5 years down the line by the sounds of it, because you'll still have exclusivity kick in. FIFA games will still start coming out. It all depends on how, I guess, the public embrace the whole kind of digital-only Xbox Series S, and whether or not, what becomes the standard going forward. Will it be the S or the X? We don't know yet, and this is why the flexibility is in there. So, again, it is an upgrade. It's an upgraded console, which is built in to cut off the old tech at some point.
Yeah, it's just as all of us on the show today have gone through multiple console generations, and it's kind of that for me. It just feels like a weird transition, because usually when I'm looking at a new console generation, I'm really excited for the tech. It's all brand
new games. All brand new games.
That's it, Darren.
Well,
100% what I was going to say. I love the tech. I mean, it's great. But the main thing I'm looking forward to is, look at the games that you can only get on this next-gen system. That old system could never do that. And that's what would really sell me that new system. Whereas now it's like...
Don't you think also we've got to a point now where console cycles used to discard the previous generation's games quite abruptly, didn't they? So get rid of that. On with the new.
You'd have a year or two, and then it would be switched over fully, wouldn't it?
Yes, yeah, exactly. 100%. I mean, these days, it's crept up over the last few years. We're fully embracing the so-called retro. I mean, whatever you deem retros, depends how old you are, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like,
technically, the PS3 and the 360 could be known as being retro, when the new machines come out.
To some people, yeah. To me, they're still. Are they retro? I don't know. I mean, I don't really class it as retro, I guess. I think to me, if you're going to play a retro game, you need to buy a specific piece of hardware for it. And I suppose because you've got this cross-generational support now with Xbox, the 360 doesn't really fit into that kind of narrative in my eyes.
Retro for me are cartridges, basically. You go back to cartridge gaming, and that for me is my retro.
Grey imports, all that shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting.
People are embracing that, playing those games. I mean, those kind of games have kind of come back, and they're their own kind of valid kind of access points to say that you're a gamer still. Again, it's an interesting times. I think no matter what. I mean, I shared you my list of pre-orders for this Christmas, and I think there's 2 Switch games on there. Yeah. One of them is the John Wick.
Hyrule Warriors or whatever it is.
Yeah, Hyrule Warriors. Yeah, getting that. What was it? Some Cyberpunk. I've decided to dabble.
Good man.
Full to the hype.
Yeah.
Which I'm obviously getting for the Xbox One. Yeah. And I think, what was the other one I ordered? Fuck me, what was it? It was something else. Oh, yeah, Spider-Man, Miles Morales on the PS4.
Yeah.
You can, for that version, upgrade to a PS5 version, which is another convoluted kind of approach that Sony are doing, which I still don't quite understand how they're getting around it all, but it all seems back of a cigarette packet for Sony.
Yeah.
But those are the games I want to play.
Yeah.
And again, if you're an Xbox owner or a PlayStation or an Xbox Series X or S owner or a PS5 owner, you can play those same games as well.
Yeah.
Everyone wins this Christmas, and I think people need to realise that there's so many ways to consume and play games now. Just because the new Shiny's coming out doesn't mean you're missing out. No, and this is the first time it's ever happened. And it's not, I don't begrudge anyone spending, about £1,000 or so on new tech this Christmas. Go for it if you can. If you've got the telly for it.
Yeah, man.
But again, I don't have the TV for it. I've literally got a 30. Was it 32? I don't know. It's big enough for my flat anyway. But until I upgrade the TV, I'm not even contemplating anything that specifically has 4K as its major selling point. There's no point.
Yeah.
No point at all.
That makes sense. Yeah.
You should be able to get a good, to be honest, if a lot of you out there are waiting on 4K TVs, expect some really good deals this Black Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Because obviously they're getting cheaper all the time. They're getting cheaper all the time as it is, and everyone's trying to re-kickstart the economy.
Well, yeah. And let's get through this. I think this winter's going to be... let's just see. I mean, I think Black Friday is not going to be the same this year, so to speak. I mean, you're not going to have... First of all, you're going to be queuing socially distanced outside supermarkets. There won't be any of that grabbing, eggnog makers and
Running over biddies with your trolley cart. And
exactly. There won't be any of that. I mean, there'll be a bit of interest, but I think people are going to be an awful lot more frugal in the months to come. An awful lot more.
I already am, mate.
Yeah, I'm having to be. I'm starting to do chickpea curries, mate.
Nice.
I'm fucking good at them as well. Naga strength. Blow your fucking socks off.
Beautiful.
Nothing wrong with a decent curry, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, we're babbling on about stuff.
So I was going to say, I did see a rumour today that Demon's Souls Remaster might also be coming to the PS4. Now, this was leaked by a website, so we don't know if this is true or not, but we do know that some leaks do come from, store-based websites. So...
would it be coming later? Because I haven't seen any listings for it anywhere.
No, I've had it's PS5 only.
Yeah, it was listed on the PS4 by a Hungarian retailer. So,
the Hungarian retailer.
Yes, so those Hungarians have let it out.
Oh, at the back. There we go. I need to get the advance here on my shitty website. Oh, dearie me. This is the thing. Don't believe the internet.
Nah, I mean,
believe it when you see it. But then again, if it happens, I wouldn't be surprised.
No, I wouldn't be surprised either. But yeah, I mean, I think people who get the new consoles next month will really enjoy them, and I really hope you do. It's always an exciting time on getting a brand new console. And you'll be able to play all those games with the ray tracing and all the fancy tech. So it's all good. I just wish. I don't know. I think the times are moving now, aren't they? And Microsoft especially want people just to play games on multiple systems because obviously it will sell more games and more Game Pass sales, right? So
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
pretty much, and that's where it is. It's their ecosystem. It's it's pure profit, and no matter what kind of publishment arrangements they've got with people to host their games, I do not know.
Yeah,
but I'm sure it's beneficial for everyone.
Yeah. Cool. Anyway, Dan, what have you been playing, my dude?
Well, I've been playing. It's been a couple of weeks. I didn't listen to the last two podcasts. Forgive me. So.
Shock! I'm shocked, Dan. You're not.
Even the Patreon exclusive one that you're a part of.
I know.
Yeah, well,
that you could grab.
I can grab that. I know I haven't listened to it, but it is all there on the app, easily accessible. I do believe. Who was it last week? You had Nikki on there. I know that.
Yeah.
Myself. I think it was just me, you, and Nikki, wasn't it?
There you go.
Yeah. It was, because I've had some people. Who was it? Someone said to me, "Oh, I don't want to do the Patreon because I don't want to be going on the website to get the show every other week." And I don't think I've explained it well enough to people.
No, you haven't.
When you sign up, you get an RSS link and you can just add it to any podcast app. So it's like, another addition to your podcast app to get your podcast. So what I'm doing with the Patreon one is just putting every single episode on there so people don't need to have two versions of the 360G on their podcast app. Just make it a bit easier.
I can confirm the episodes appear in my Apple iPod Uplift podcast app as well. So once you do the link, you get all the goodness there.
There we go. All good.
Easy peasy. Easy peasy.
No excuse.
Well, yeah, exactly. Thank you. All 13 other of you.
Yes.
I'm not sure how many podcast hosts are in that, but I don't know. Not trying to shame anyone.
No, I think it's just you, Dan.
Fuckers. Right. So, Star Wars Squadrons.
You've been playing it?
I guess I've been playing it for a bit. Once again, I've had a bit of a lean week. How do I say it? I do most of my gaming handhelds on my Switch, if I'm being honest. So, to play a game on the telly is a bit rare. But I've been playing it. I like it a lot. It reminds me of the classic Star Wars vector graphics arcades, which I grew up with. And remember the ones for Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back. That kind of dogfight feeling. It had that kind of reminiscence. So I was kind of like a ducks of water playing this. A lot of people were saying, "Oh, I can't get used to the controls." I was like all over the place. I was like, "Yeah, bring it." Pretty straightforward. The online dogfighting was fun. I had some fun with that. I mean, I haven't played it too much. The campaign's interesting. You can tell it's been built for VR because the in-between sections where you stand there and have to kind of like point and then move to different areas to talk to people, it's a bit shit. And it kind of shows that it was built for VR. And I don't really care about the personality traits of my colleagues. I really don't give a shit. Get me on to the next fucking mission. Tell me what I've got to go. Tell me what I've got to blow up. I don't care about your backstory. Simple as. But yeah, I think it's interesting how it's a self-contained game. They've gone on record for they're not going to milk it. It'd be interesting to see how kind of profitable it is, I guess, and whether or not it maintains a constant stream of players, which would be interesting. I mean, how they plan to maintain that base, I do not know. Maybe the fact that it's going to be a nice, contained, easy game to pick up and play, it might be able to have some longevity in it. But yeah, big thumbs up for me. Like it a lot.
Yeah, so I think some people have been poo-pooing it a little bit, and I don't understand why. I mean,
have they been playing it?
It's a budget game as well, isn't
it? Yeah, which is nice, and it works well with a HOTAS as well. It's just a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it. The online modes are really, really good. And, it's one of those games you can pick up and play a couple of rounds and you'll be like, oh, yeah, I've had my spaceship fun now. I can turn it off and do something else,
Spaceship fun.
No, and
pew, pew, pew,
I did think the campaign was a bit... it was good, but it did get a bit... I just skipped all the fucking cutscene bollocks because I couldn't be arsed of it. But there was one mission, you probably haven't done it yet, which did get frustrating, which was to... blow up some barrels when ships were going past them, and it was just fucking annoying. But all the other missions were fun. Yeah, it was good. It's a good fun game.
Good. I mean, it's reasonably priced. I mean, I've been shortchanged.
Yeah.
All good, man. Right. So let me just dig through this a little bit. Super Mario Brothers 35. Have you played this free game? It's a free game on the Switch.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it? It's free. Go and download it now.
Is this the one with like the versus mode kind of thing added to it? I've seen videos.
Is it a battle royale?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I've just found the right thing on YouTube.
If you're familiar with Tetris 99, which is another free online game for the Switch, you go into a lobby with 34 other players, and the idea is that you play levels from the original Super Mario Brothers. However, your positive actions or gameplay generates junk characters, junk bad guys to appear on other players' screens, and you literally it's the last man standing essentially. It's fun. It's not as one more go-ish as Tetris 99. I mean, I haven't really hardly put any time into it at all. But as a nice little distraction, and it's only going to be live for a limited time until I think early next year. So if you want a nice little distraction, give it a go. There's you level up basically.
It looks quite cool actually. He's watching a video on it at the minute.
It's all right. I mean, it will require dexterous skills. It does go a bit mental at some points, and it becomes a bit more, standoffish. Especially if you get a fire, Mario, and you start just firing fireballs, and you can kind of just bulk up the shit on other people's screens quite easily. But let's get on it, I guess. Yeah.
Cool.
And then I think I mentioned it last time I was on Super Mario Picross. It's on the SNES Online section. It's one of the free games you get by having a. It's basically you can get Picross. Super Mario Picross. Although it's written in Japanese on the SNES Online mode, and what it is, you get a great big grid, and there's a picture hiding beneath it, and you got a time limit, and you have to kind of uncover the picture underneath using coordinates or guesstimates of what the picture looks like by numbers at the top. It's quite hard to explain verbally, but when you play it, you'll get the hang of it. I've put a lot of time into this. I mean, I'm racking through the levels. It's probably my most played SNES game on that section. It's pretty straightforward, and it's quite a basic game, but it's all good. There's various Picross games also on the Nintendo Online Shop as well, which once I've done with this game, I'll probably start ploughing through those as well, picking those up gradually. And I think they're quite cheap. I think they're only about £8 each. So at some point there'll be a deal or an offer, and I'll get on it. But that's a nice little game, nice little time sink, I guess. Bit more Hades. Has anyone else played this yet?
No, I know
really
a lot of people. A lot of people are talking about it. I've actually, I do have this, but I just
Game of the Year conversations as well.
Exactly, yeah. It's really, really fucking good. Although there's an element of repetition, I guess repetition. There we go. I can say it, to it, in the sense that you go back to the start every single time you die. The dungeons evolve and change every single time you play. New layouts tip out. The story evolves via new characters showing up and giving you power ups. There's what I learnt recently, a god mode, which I haven't activated yet, but the god mode means that every single time you die, your stats slightly increase. So the game becomes easier as you progress, and you can work your way through the game that way if you're really shit, basically. So it has something for everyone, and it's it's good. I think it's well worth it. I think it's only about. I think I've got it for about £16 with a discount. I think normally it's about 22 quid.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, I'm not. I'm not sure if it's on any other format.
I think it's on everything.
Is it on PlayStation, Xbox? I'll have to have a look.
Definitely on PC.
Yeah, I know it's on PC.
I think it's on every platform.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on everything. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll take
mobile phones.
Yeah, it's not. Clarky says he wishes it was on Xbox.
There you go. I don't think it was.
Oh,
so perhaps it's only on PC and Switch then, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's on PS4.
Oh, just not Xbox.
I could have just checked, but I just turned it off actually. But
yeah. Oh well, let's know. But yeah, I think it's well worth your time if you're able to get hold of it and have a look. You need to spend a bit of time with it though, but it's well worth it.
Okay.
And then ploughing through a lot more time with Streets of Rage 4 on the Switch. Finished the game on my own today.
Nice.
Smashed it. Piece of piss.
I'm still on level 3.
Nub. So I'm just gonna play that a lot. It's so tactile and so lovely. And just do the different characters, unlock everything. I think it's just a nice, visceral kind of game.
You not played any more Battletoads then?
Fuck that shit. It's fucking shit, mate. I'm not taking any away from the original Battletoads. That was a bygone game in a bygone era. Sorry. The new Battletoads is just absolute dog shit. Sorry. I have to say it.
Oh.
I'm making a stand.
Anyway, you're enjoying Streets of Rage, though, obviously.
Streets of Rage 4, yes. Really, really good. Solid. And then some new games I've picked up on the Switch. They're doing a free trial at the moment, Overwatch on the Switch.
How was that?
It's I haven't played it in docked mode. I played it all handheld, and it literally is having a lower frames per second version of Overwatch in your palms of your hands.
Oh, really?
Which takes a little while to get used to. It's all there though. The whole Overwatch experience. I've won a few games on it actually, ponying the nubs with my superior Xbox Overwatch skills. In fact, I also own on the PS4 as well. But I mean, at the end of the trial, I'm contemplating picking up at CD Keys. You can get CD Keys, copy of it for about £18.
That's not bad, is it?
Which is all right. I mean, this is a game that's about 2-3 years old. It was my game of the year about 2-3 years ago, and what's kind of the iffy thing about it really on the Switch is it obviously was dying a death there, and there's plenty of people playing it at the moment.
Yeah,
is what's going to happen to the audience, the audience base afterwards.
Is it cross-play?
Don't think so. No.
I'd imagine it'd be a bit difficult if the Switch version's like a lower frame rate.
Yeah, it is.
Give everyone else an advantage.
Exactly. It's fine. Everything's there though. It works, but it depends what kind of Overwatch you're used to.
Yeah.
I might try and play it in docked mode. I heard it kind of speeds up, the frame rate improves on that, but to me that's not really the point. I mean, if I can play Overwatch handheld sitting in bed, I want to play Overwatch handheld sitting in bed.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But yeah, it's probably the trial will be over by the time people properly listen to this. So is what it is, man.
Yeah.
And then I've been playing. I picked up really, really cheap for £6. Bulletstorm Duke of Switch edition.
Bulletstorm on the Switch.
Yeah. Actually, it's really good.
Oh, really?
It's good in the sense that it's a 360 game, and it runs really, really well. they've taken the main character out and they've literally put him in with Duke Nukem's skin. All the other characters that's talked to him haven't changed their dialogue. So they still call him Grey, which is obviously the new hero, or the old hero's name. And it's all it is they just put Duke Nukem in there saying all the usual shit he does.
Brilliant.
And it kind of just, it works, kind of. He's just a meathead saying weird things to people in weird situations. And it is Bulletstorm, which it takes a little while to warm up. Once you unlock, obviously, the ability to do like fancy combo scores and killings or whatever, it gets really, really cool. But again, it's showing its age a bit, but they have put a nice bit of sweat polish on there. And it was only £6. So
Nice.
a game that I thoroughly enjoyed when it was out on the 360 back in the day. So, yeah, a bit of niceness on that. And then I also picked up on the cheap Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD.
Oh, that game is awesome.
Fucking love a bit of Super Monkey Ball. It was originally, I do recall, if you remember the death of the Dreamcast, I mean, I think this was the first Sega game that came out on Nintendo, if I remember correctly. It was a launch game for the GameCube.
Yes.
Launch game for the GameCube, because those two kind of overlapped slightly, didn't they? Or did they? I can't remember. But anyway, it was came out on the GameCube originally, and then it's been on. I've owned copies on. What was it on the PlayStation? On fucking.
Was it on the 3DS as well?
Yes, I had a copy on the 3DS. Yeah, I had a version. I think there was a version of the Vita as well. I think at some point there was all sorts basically, and it is. What I will say is classic Super Monkey Ball. They hasn't really changed. The only thing is that the boss fights are a little dumb. The physics are off. If you see what I mean. If you play, you know what I mean. But the slight wrong hit from a boss will fling your monkey and he's balled off the screen unfairly, in my opinion. Anyway, so the physics are off a bit there. But at that side, it's Monkey Ball, isn't it?
Yeah, man, it's good fun. It is. It's good fun.
And then I suppose there's a couple of shout-outs. The first one I'll shout out is we just had in Marvel Puzzle Quest.
Oh,
which I believe
wow.
You're still playing that.
We're still playing it daily. I worked out, well, I did write these notes a little while ago, but I reckon I've done close on 2,200 days on it. Over 6 years of playing this fucking game.
Oh my God, I've just looked on YouTube. There's a review on it from 7 years ago.
Yeah, it started 7. Well, every year around this time, it's a birthday celebrations. So I started playing it a year into its life. So 6 years. So big shout out to the Mojo Interactive Alliance, who is obviously the name's defunct now, but there's still a bunch of us playing on there. Probably some people from I know AJ Geezer's still on there, and there's a few others.
Stevie C used to play.
Stevie C, yeah, I believe so. We're all a bit quiet on there at the moment. We occasionally put stuff in the chat, but we've got some randoms in there as well because people leave and we boot people and we're randoms join in. But we've got quite an active alliance still. So yeah, I'll be playing that a lot again. I don't know if I've done it today. I better have a look shortly. I need to get my dailies in. I'm not sure if I've done it today. Anyway, I better do that after I finish talking. And then finally, the bit that everyone's been working themselves up for on my slot is me talking about the October update for Animal Crossing.
Oh yeah, okay. Wake me up. You're done.
Aww.
Jizz. Well, all I've got to say, I've got so many fucking pumpkins at the moment. I've got more pumpkins than turnips. It's unbelievable. They've introduced a new mechanic in it, and that's vegetable growing. And at the moment, you can buy turnip plants, build a patch on them, water them with your magic watering can over successive days. And all of a sudden, you have all these different coloured pumpkins, which you can use to build spooky items ready for Halloween. So it's a whole month building up for a single night on October the 31st, which you all get together and you share candy, and or as they say in America, say boo to each other. Get dressed up, and there's some kind of competition. I don't know. It's all fucking mental, isn't it? So that's what's happening at the moment. My current islands, I've just uploaded it to the Dreams section on the game. So anyone's listening, wants to visit my islands, if you go and see Luna, you'll know what I'm talking about if you play Animal Crossing. And visit my islands, which is the code DA 6964 5489 0998, and you can see my island in all its glory with all its Halloween decorations. I got Beardo early today to wear a mermaid dress. He was quite pleased with that. I needed to get rid of it, so that was fun. I've also built a graveyard for dead people. And I surrounded it with white lilies, so that was quite nice, and some spooky fencing. And what else was that? And also I found one of the rabbits earlier shouting at a boombox on the beach, just singing at it. It was quite odd. It was obviously some kind of weird behaviour going on. But yeah, it's Animal Crossing, I guess, isn't it? It's quite a busy month for it. There's lots to do every day again now. It's mainly
it'll be proper game for it, wouldn't it? I don't know whether it does any of the. It obviously doesn't do like fireworks night and stuff, but
we did fireworks in August every Saturday night. Or was it Sunday night? You had fireworks. And the thing is, you put the fireworks back then. You could put patterns into it, and then you could have the patterns appear in the sky. So I'm pretty sure lots of people were doing phallic objects, giant cocks exploding into sky. Oh God, the tool. If you give people the tools, they'll fuck everything up. Brilliant. But yeah, as I said, it's slowly everything's turning brown, like in real life on my island, as it moves through the autumn. I'm hoping soon that we'll start seeing snow again. But I think the rumour is that there's going to be another build-up for Christmas, and it's a game that's helped me through this year. 425 hours can't be wrong, can it?
I think it's helped a lot of people through this year, to be honest, especially during like the early furloughs that came along. Even these days when you kind of not attached really to any kind of routine, or you're trying to get some kind of routine put in place, it's kind of vital for that. Even if it is, just spending a half hour a day running around like a lunatic, trying to buy stuff or sell stuff, or just bloody picking all your bloody weeds. It's good, but that's it really in terms of games. I mean, there's a fair bit there, but again, I've downloaded today. I'm going to try and milk my Game Pass a little bit, so I've downloaded. I'm not sure why I've done it, but Doom Eternal. See how I'm going with that. See how I've gone with that, and I've downloaded Destiny 2, which will be hilarious.
I think it's gone on there because it's dead.
I know. I just want to go. I just want to see. I mean, I remember playing the original Destiny.
There's
I remember
still a player base that love it.
I mean, you put about 8 hours into the start of it just to get anywhere with it.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if I'm cut out for that, but I just want to go and see what the fuss is about. And then what's that? A Man of Medan. Median.
Oh, Man of Medan. Awesome
Man
game.
of Medan. Is that
yeah.
That's how you pronounce it? Okay. I've downloaded that, so I want to use the Game Pass a bit more. I've got the time coming up now.
Were you aware the new one is out?
Is it out now?
Yeah, I'm sure it's either out now or very soon.
So very soon, I think.
It's called Little Hope, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just have a look.
Let's wait for Game Pass.
Little Hope.
Little Hope. Yeah.
It's not. It's not out yet. It says pre-purchase on Steam. Where's the date though? There's no release date.
Just look on Amazon.
Oh well.
October 30th. It's out on Halloween or just before Halloween.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I just remember seeing it when you was talking about it last.
Yeah.
Last time we was on.
And Hogarth put it in the chat for us as well, lad.
Nice one, good man. Well, what's the how long does it take to play that game?
It's not long. It's about you could probably do it in about 4 hours.
Okay, I'm fine with that. Done.
Yeah, it's great because it's one of those games that your characters can perma die, so you can replay it. Because there's different choices and shit. Me and the missus played it and we loved it.
Cool.
Yeah. Good times.
Good.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, 4 hours I can handle.
Yeah.
I was hoping it's more like something like 2 hours, but
proper film length kind of thing.
Yeah, proper film length time. So, okay, that sounds good. I'm happy with that. So that's lots to do then. Cool. That's me done, man.
All right, Darren.
Well, pretty much the same usual shit. Haven't exactly been like fully active. I'll go through obviously because we had the Final Fantasy update this week, which was sort of like more of a 0.5 update because rather than do their sort of like big 3 monthly patches all in one go, they kind of sort of stretch them out now over like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure is like they say, some people don't get bogged over with content and stuff, but for me personally, it's a way for them to keep people subscribed for longer.
Yeah.
Rather than just sort of like going in, playing it for a couple of weeks, getting it all done, and then just jumping out again for another sort of like 2.5 months.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one was basically just the upgraded step for the relic weapon, which is like a super powerful weapon. You usually build up each expansion over multiple long, arduous quests. Back in the day, it used to take you like weeks to complete a stage of them, if you were lucky. They've pretty much done away with that altogether now because I completed this brand new relic stage in a day.
Oh, I was a bit confused by it because it's a new area and it's basically you just get some little quests to go out on this big battle area.
That's something separate. Like back before you used to, in the previous one expansion, you used to have to go to a place called Eureka to basically do your relic weapons, and it was all based there. But I think after the negative feedback, because there was a lot of people who hated Eureka, myself included. And I think they probably checked the data as well of the amount of people who had the relic weapons, because even back then, after sort of like before Stormblood, I hardly saw anyone using a relic weapon.
Because no one could be asked to do the quests.
Yeah, exactly, because no one could be bothered to go into Eureka and go through all that nonsensical shite to sort of get it. So, like, you had a few hardcores that did it, I guess, but, like, most people didn't, whereas back in sort of your 2.0 and your 3.0s, there was, like, a good, I'd say, 25 to 30% of the player base went and did the relics. So this time, all you've got to do is you'll have to go into Gangos, or whatever it's called, speak to a guy in there. He'll give you a mission. You can complete this mission in the new area, which I'll talk about in a minute, or you can just go off into the Heavensward zones and do fates, and you get a guaranteed drop for every fate you complete.
Oh, okay.
So you need these, So you need these 3 different stones of the dead, basically, and you need 20 of each, and then you take them back to the guy. And then he'll ask you to do 6 dungeons, like level 60 dungeons, and that's it, you're all done.
Ah, okay.
So that's cool. But yeah, the new area is called the Bozan Front, or Bojan Front. I'm not entirely sure how it's spelled. It's basically like Eureka 2.0, so you're really weak again. The enemies are all overpowered. It's kind of annoys me because you know how powerful your character is supposed to be in the game, like you're the saviour of worlds and God knows what else, but yet you can go into these new zones and get slapped about by a plant or something, and it just makes no sense. So you're basically in this new zone, is constantly pushing the enemy, like the Garlean forces, further back up the battlefield. And your idea is to basically get so far through the map to basically do this final confrontation with a group of other players. But as before with Eureka, you can level up to level 5 in this new zone. You've got like a separate leveling thing to it. After that, every time you're knocked unconscious, you lose technically what's the XP for that zone.
Ah, okay.
Which is annoying, because it takes ages to build it up, because the only way of really building it up is by doing fates in the zone or little missions that you're given by certain quest givers at random points.
Ah, okay.
Like you'll have one early on. You'll have one early on where it's like go off and kill 2 of these and 2 of these, and then come back and see me, and you'll get enough XP to rank up your metal, which is what it's sort of known as. But apart from that, you just do fates. So everyone's just going from fate to fate to fate, because if you kill any normal enemies, you get nothing. You get no XP or anything. So it's only worth doing fates and these weird instances where you'll be running around in the zone and it'll have a thing that comes up saying we're now recruiting members for this instance. And then you register yourself, and if you get accepted, you all go into like a trial.
Okay, yeah.
Which takes place in a smaller area, which gets you sort of decent XP to a degree there. But obviously, if you get knocked unconscious while you're doing that, and player doesn't resurrect you or sort of like wake you up or whatever, then you lose even more XP when you teleport back to the starting point. So I sort of ran around in there for a good sort of 2-3 hours on the day it came out, and it's very similar to the Eureka. The only things that I actually really liked about it differently were the fact that when you do fates and occasionally like these sort of events that happen, you get like these lot boxes which you then take back and you appraise them at like a person at the barracks.
Yeah.
And they give you items that you can use only in that zone. So you'll get, like, I got a potion which increased my hit points back up to my normal blooming HP, which is what I should have had when I went in there, before obviously it nerfed down.
Yeah.
But then you get 2 abilities that you can set to your character. Like, it will cost you 1 to set it, but then pretty much when you've got it set, you can use it as many times as you want, to a degree, because there was a healing one that had 99 uses. That was fine. It was like an AoE heal. But there's Protect. So Protect is in there, which, as we know, is no longer in the game. They took that out with the new expansion. But you can now cast it in that zone. And you can literally run around in that zone being a bit of a good Samaritan, so you can like look at every single person and see if they've got Protect, and if they haven't, you can cast it on them for 30 minutes.
Oh, that's good.
And you can do that as many times as you want, which is pretty cool. So it's kind of, it's good in a way. It's not as annoying in Eureka where you had to keep changing your elements to fight other creatures with certain elements who are weaker against certain things and whatnot. But it's kind of similar, and there's like most of the other people in the free company are kind of just doing it as something to do. They're not like, this is really good. Like, you can get some unique mounts in there, which I just bought off the market board, because I was like, I don't know how much I'm going to be in there, and while they're on the market at the moment, I'm just going to grab them up, sort of a thing. Because you know me, I'm a bit of a money bags in that game anyway.
Yeah,
so
you are, yeah.
If I've got like hundreds of million of gil, then I might as well spend some of it rather than just sitting there holding it, sort of a thing. So yeah, that's been kind of interesting. That took up a good couple of days, really. Apart from that, just sort of floating on the Black Desert every now and again. It was revealed, I think, either this morning or yesterday morning, that there's a physical copy coming out of Black Desert for PS4 and Xbox One.
Okay.
Which kind of pointless in a way, because it's an always online MMO. So
I still can't believe you've got 2 MMOs on the go, mate.
Well, Black Desert never progresses. Like, this is the thing. I've got, like, I popped down a mate's house because he's picked it up on the PS4, and I've done a little bit of running around with him in the game because it's cross-play.
Oh, okay.
So I was sort of showing him when it went down his house, and sort of showing him, right, this is your best weapon you want to get, and this is your best. It's like an off-handed weapon or trinket or whatever it would be for different classes. It's an ornamental knot for Dark Knight. I think it's like a bracer for the class he was using, or a charm or something. But the best versions of those have never really changed since the game came out. So it's not like Final Fantasy where they'll add a thing and they'll add a new load of gear into the game.
Yeah.
Like even in this, where they've added in sort of like other sort of rings or things like that, they're just an alternate version. They're not as powerful or over powerful than the previous ones.
Okay.
Sort of a thing. I think it's so that because it's such a grind in the game to get everything. Like it is a really grindy game. I think they just didn't want to keep moving the goalposts because you'll just piss people off and like move them out of the way.
Yeah.
Because like if you were playing the game and like I told you, I saved up for what was it over a month or whatever to get that weapon. Mm-hmm. If I was to get that weapon and be like, yeah, finally got it in the bag, and then like the next couple of weeks there's a new patch and it's like now there's a newer version.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
because like once you've got certain things out of the way, you're like, oh cool, now I can save up for more crafting clothes or gathering clothes or like my armor or my rings and accessories and things like that.
Yeah.
So they've like the main thing for like people have talked about with Black Desert is it's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Yeah.
It's that kind of game. It's just a chill game you can put on every now and again and slowly get through it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a physical copy of that coming out, which I will probably pick up because I like my physical copies. That and the fact that it comes with like about 70 or 80 quid's worth of like goodies.
Okay.
So it comes with like some premium time, like an outfit suit that was only accessible. Originally, it was only available for people who sort of like pre-ordered the top version of the game.
Yep.
Some pets and some other bits and bobs. And I think it's only dropping for about 25 quid.
Okay, that's not too bad.
25, 30 quid or something. So I was like, yeah, I'll definitely look into picking that up. Apart from that, not much else. I've done the update for Ghost of Tsushima that came out the other day, but I don't have PS Plus, so
okay.
I can't actually sort of like play and access the new part of the game yet. I will probably pick up like maybe a 3 or 4 month or 6 month PS Plus or whatever just to see what it's like, but I don't particularly want to pay for PS Plus, and the fact that there's a hell of a lot of games, like the multi-games that are on all platforms now that are cross-play, you don't need to.
Yeah.
Which I think is actually really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I need to check this out because I've still got my copy of Ghost of Tsushima. I do want to check it.
It's a free update. It's about 8 or 9 gig.
Yeah,
update,
I do.
And I was actually... Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I do want to do it because I renewed my PS Plus.
Oh right, excellent.
A little while ago. Yeah, I got a.
Yeah, it's apparently co-op only.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're always forced in with, because I spoke to my mate who's played it. You're always forced in to play with other players.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it's kind of like you work your way from area to area. So it's like it's not like an open area and you plan your strategy and your attack per se.
Yeah.
It's more of a sort of like, right, you go into this room and then you go from that room to this room and blah, 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 blah. But apparently you can rank up and level up all the different classes that are in the game. And it's, from what my mate said, is it's kind of very supernatural yokai-esque style that they've gone through. So it's like, sort of demons and things like that.
Yeah. Oh, awesome.
Rather than it just being tied to the game. So yeah, like for a freebie, you really can't knock it, to be honest. What you can knock, though, on the other hand, is the shitty PS4 update that came out this week.
Oh,
the 8.0.
Go on, tell us. I haven't turned mine on yet.
Oh, right, yeah. It dropped, I think it was like Tuesday or Wednesday. Like, it only actually came up when I switched to my Japanese account, so it started downloading through that first before I had the notification on my English account.
Yep.
So I basically downloaded and everything was fine, and I thought, right, I'm going off for lunch, so I'll start the arduous process of like going through all the nonsense, and then it restarts it, and then I just switched it off. Thought nothing of it, went away. Come on a bit later that afternoon, my mate sort of like messaged me and he's like, have you done the update on PS4? And I was like, yeah. And he said, is your friends list working? And I looked. I was like, no.
Oh, no.
It was like, right. I said, can you access the store? And I went, no. I can't. He was saying, I can't send you a party invite because I can't bring up my friends list to find you. It just said, like, add friends or something. And then I basically went onto onto the old Twitters, and I saw a load of people screeching into the abyss about this update. And I was like, rightio. So I sort of looked at it, and it was like, because my mate sent me a party invite, and then just as I accepted the invite, it comes up with a notification saying, by joining this party, you agree to your voice being recorded for monetary purposes. I was like, right, what's this? Like, is party chats being recorded now or something? Like, I can kind of understand why that kind of thing may or may not go on, because there's been, like, rumours back in the day that terrorists have used party chats and things like that to arrange things here and there for whatnot. So, yeah, for that I can understand. But then when he was going through the party settings, he was like, right, I'm in, lock the party. You can't.
Ah.
I was like, right. I said, can you make private parties? And he went, not anymore.
Oh,
so all
really?
the parties are you know, private parties, mate. So randoms can just jump in your parties now. Like, as long as they're on your friends list, or or they're following you, and they can access your profile, they can jump into your parties for all that.
That's bollocks, isn't it? Yeah.
It's stupid, absolutely stupid. I think there's probably a way around it, but you've got to create like a private little group, and then only sort of like a Discord chat group.
Oh,
and then only people in that group.
Yeah.
Yeah, then only people in that group can join that party. It's like a drop in and drop out constant open room.
Yeah.
Or something weird. But it's like, again, it reminded me so much of like the 360 to Xbox One jump.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, you had everything fine. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't broke. Why have you done this? I can understand it's putting in place stuff for PS5 party chat.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously you'd be at a party chat between PS4 players and PS5 players kind of thing.
I think, I might think in PS5 players, they can... if, for example, you're in a party and you know, whoever someone in your party starts trash talking or being a racist piece of shit, the PS5 owner can now record the party and then flag it, report it.
So what it does is when you send a report, it's always recording the last 2 minutes of chat from what I read. Yeah.
So I think Sony are kind of tidying up there, or trying to get all their whole systems. I'm not excusing it because it sounds like they've made a right hot mess of it all.
Oh, they've already made apologies for it this morning. I think I saw on Twitter, they're like, yeah, we've heard you. We're going to try and rectify this and figure out ways to sort it out. And I just thought, right, bring back the private parties again.
Yeah.
Because no one's going to really get offended if they're brought into private parties because everyone knows each other. So if there's a little bit of trash talking and that going on, everyone knows each other. It's friendly trash talk. But if you've got random nut jobs and loonies that are jumping in your party and stuff, you might very well trash talk them as like, get the fuck out. You know what I mean, mate?
Yeah.
Like, etc., etc. But yeah, apparently this is all on the PS5 chat is something recorded, not the PS4.
Oh,
but again,
because you're able to cross chat between PS4 and 5, apparently.
Yeah. But again, it's worded so corporate and shitty that it's never really explained to you properly what it is. Like when everyone first saw all of the bits and bobs, myself included, I'm like, oh right, they're just fully recording our voice chats now.
Yeah.
Sort of a thing. Whereas that's not the case. It's other users that can then record them and play them back and stuff.
And report you, basically.
Yeah. And you just think to yourself, like, I'm a Call of Duty party chat veteran, my son. I know my way around around party chats, I've listened to some of the most vile, racist, disgusting abuse possible. I've heard crappy rap battles.
Oh God! Do you remember that in the COD 4 lobbies? Like, wow.
Yeah. Just
man.
the worst dregs of humanity screeching down the mics.
Yeah,
in things like Call of Duty.
I get the thought process behind it all, and there's part of me that kind of agrees. You need some kind of moderation, but you're literally asking the Wild West to police the Wild West, and that's not going to work. It's not.
Regulators.
Regulators, yeah. You're going to have people like moderators. You're going to people was wandering around trying to fucking be RoboCop or something.
Yeah,
just basically, zoning in on people with dodgy gamer tags and just basically just trying to police them. Or maybe I'm just over exaggerating or going over too far in on it. I don't know. It's horseshit by the sounds of it.
I think this is going to probably be worse for the younger generation to a degree. Because obviously,
Hello?
Compliance.
Where'd you go, Darren?
He's slowed down. Yeah. I don't know where he is. Anyway.
Has he done a vanishing act?
I think so. He's slowed down to a crawl.
Darren, drop out and come back in again.
Maybe Sony have got hold of him. They've banned him.
Yeah.
Someone's reported him.
Yeah. Sony owned Discord now.
Yeah. Oh fuck. I get. I mean, let's kind of keep it on topic, but I kind of get why they want to do this. I understand it. There's probably some right horrific griefers out there, but at the same time, the reason why I don't go into game chat anymore is because I don't want to be dealing with that at all. So I moderate myself. I police myself by not exposing myself to it. So if I'm playing a game and I accidentally end up when someone's talking on game chat in the lobby, first thing I do is mute them. I don't want to hear you.
Yeah, that's it.
Shut up. Go away. It's a long and fast of it now. Long gone are the days when we used to, be quite willing to speak to complete strangers and find out what's going on and what they're up to. I actively avoid people now. It's almost discourages me playing multiplayer gaming, although I do enjoy it from time to time. I'm not sure, is that how you feel about it as well?
Yeah, I just want to see if Darren's back.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I had to disconnect you because you glitched out, but you're all good now, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
You sound a bit weird, mate. You sound a bit distant. Oh, he's gone again.
He's gone again.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll get him back.
Oh, he's back. Is he back? Yeah. Darren?
Yeah. Right, you sound better now.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, you sound better now as well, yeah. I just thought I'd try turn it off and back on again kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the UI and everything's kind of fine and nothing else has really been sort of like messed around with. It just seemed to be a big party chat update.
Yeah.
Shall we talk about the PS5 UI?
Just in a second. So me and Dan were just talking about party chats, and that's one thing I agree. You, Dan, is back in the day, I used to be quite happy jumping into game chats and getting in with all all the shit talk and all that. But I think you get to a point when you just get a bit too old for that crap. And I think a lot of it depends on the game as well, because obviously in the PC space, obviously I don't have a lot of people in the community who I game with on PC, so I find myself joining random games and going into the game chat, and I very rarely meet anyone who's being a dickhead in game chats on the games I play, so it's quite nice. In that
so it's just your COD lot then, basically, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah. Because as I mentioned, obviously been playing some table tennis, fine. Playing, some other games like Phasmophobia, which needs a lot of teamwork. So, yeah, it's mainly just your COD lot.
Yeah. Each their own. Actually, let's let them be on their own, I say.
Yeah. Okay, so you wanted to talk about the UI, Darren?
Yeah, they finally released like a kind of reduced UI interface experience video, didn't they? PlayStation this week.
It looks a little bit like the PlayStation 4 home screen, to be honest.
Good.
Which I'm not complaining about at all.
Kind of fine with that, yeah. So, like, they sort of started it off. I was, like, watching it with a mate because we was out and about that day, and I was like, oh, let's just come up. So, sort of brought it up on my phone, and we were sitting there watching it. The first half of it was like, that seems pretty unnecessary.
Yeah.
Sort of like all this stuff about, like, oh, was it trials or quests or something they called, didn't they? Where it's like, oh, you're up to this point in this game. If you carry on and do this task, it will take you X amount. I don't fucking care, mate. I just want to turn my console on and play a game. Like, I don't need any of this, to be honest. In fact, most stuff on most consoles now, just strip it all off. It's not needed.
Yeah.
But it was kind of interesting. The one thing that I did take away that was actually nice is when they did actually show you the proper dashboard.
Yeah.
To a degree, because obviously they had like the few tiles up and they were mostly hovering on the tiles, so the tile was taking up the full screen of the background. But it does actually look like you can actually see your backgrounds and stuff again.
Yeah, it's quite nice, I think.
Which is still the one hatred thing for me for the Xbox. So much of the home screen is just taken up with shit.
Well, it's just the tiles, isn't it?
That you cannot get rid of. You just can't get rid of it. So it's like you've got a screen, like you've got a theme on there.
Yeah.
You can't fucking see half of it. You're like, what is the point in having a theme or a picture in the background when half of it's taken up with crap I don't want?
Yeah.
But I will say, we've all noticed, have you noticed over the past couple of weeks, the sort of like the actual sort of like centre button UI and everything changing ever slightly?
Yeah, I mean, because I'm in the Xbox beta, well, I'll get all the alpha dashboards and the beta dashboards and all that, so I get the updates and I don't really pay much attention, and then someone like Peebs about a month or two later be like, oh, have you seen the new dashboard? It does this and that. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's been doing that for ages on mine. I don't really think about it. But I think the Xbox dashboard now is a lot better. I think there's going to be another update this week. Yeah, there's going to be another update this week, I think, and it's going to be the same dashboard that the Series X is going to use as well.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
So I mean, feels like you've got a new console then.
Yeah.
Yeah, bar the, like I said, the main front end screen. Everything else is fine, perfectly fine. I've got used to the new store. I like the way now that your games and apps has little tiles for like the last, like some of your games you've got installed on there and stuff. So it's not just sort of like a blank tile and stuff. That's fine. And the middle button stuff you bring up and everything, that's all done really well.
Yeah.
So I've got no issues with that, and I kind of quite like the look and style of it as well.
Yeah, I think the PlayStation UI looks all right, but yeah, it's a UI.
But even with that, they sort of said, they said the old classic thing again, didn't they? With I will be constantly evolving and changing the UI over time, and it's like, can't you just freaking get it right the first time and job done?
Of course they can't.
Got to keep someone in the job,
These
mate.
are massive tech companies. I could freaking tell them what to do. What do you want for your console? Here you go. Boom, 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 boom. Job done. Don't have to update it again.
Everyone updates the UI, mate.
Yeah.
You've got to keep it feeling fresh, haven't you? Yeah.
Exactly.
No. You just got to get it right. Job done. Like, they never did this in previous console generations to a degree.
Oh, the 360, fucking how many dashboards?
Yeah, the 360 changed through, and we went from a reasonable dashboard to a great dashboard to shit.
Oh, you can't beat the blades. Oh,
yeah, the blades were nice. The NXE was nice. Everything after that, shit.
The good old days. Is that all the games you played? Because I do have a little bit of news as well, I think.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Pretty much the sort of main ones.
Right.
Just dabbled with a little... tell you, I'll waffle on about something else no one gives a fuck about.
Go on.
Fortnite.
Oh, fucking hell, no one gives a shit about Fortnite, mate. Next!
Just Fortnite Save the World's got the Halloween event still going on. I've just been mucking around with that with my mate, Online Goose. They added
you
like
Goose must be the only people that bloody play that.
Yeah, they added like a new load of story missions to it and stuff, like in the like this Fortnite mode. Hell no.
Just checking.
private chat, and every so often
voices,
his like little 8-year-old or whatever nephew will jump in party, and I can tolerate that for about an hour or so, but then I just want to jump out.
Don't blame you.
Sort of a thing, but yeah. But yeah, sorry, that was it. That was something else.
That was it. We killed that quite quick.
Yeah, we'll kill off Fortnite. Bloody hell! Right, okay. So there's been a little bit of news.
Can I? Oh, sorry.
He's where you won't die.
Don't talk about Fortnite.
No, I just want to add.
Yeah, go
on. I am trying so hard not to get super hyped for Cyberpunk.
I know it's difficult though, isn't it?
Did anyone catch the latest like monthly video this week?
I've not been watching them, mate. I watched part of one, and I don't know, that
this week
presenter just irritated me, so I turned it off.
Oh, Holly Bennett.
Yeah, she's irritated.
She's fine. She seems fine. But yeah, I will just say this week they talked about car customization and the different types of cars you'll be able to drive and find in Night City, along with there's actual races and stuff in it as well. And then they talked about the different fashions that you'll be able to sort of like wear and the different gangs and stuff have and everything. It looks like a proper full-on sort of RPG. Like I even said to my mate, it's kind of technically it doesn't even need an end game, as long as it just lets you carry on after you've played the final game and just go around exploring the city and buying clothes and driving like pimped out rides and stuff. All good, all in like a dystopian future. I'm in.
Awesome.
But yeah, sorry, just wanted to.
Yeah, I'm avoiding all videos for it because I
don't blame you.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so I'm not sure when this news came out. I can't remember if we talked about it last week because all the weeks just blur into one in my mind.
Don't worry, only less than 10 people listened to it last week, so don't worry about it.
So, Microsoft have bought out Bethesda. I did talk about that. But there was a lot of and ahhing. People thinking, they'll still release the games on the PlayStation, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, there was an interview with Phil Spencer this week, and I'm quoting, "We have xCloud in PC and Game Pass and our console base. I don't have to go ship these games on any other platform other than the platforms that we support in order to kind of make the deal work for us."
Yeah, I mean, like he doesn't have to. Like you never do have to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I still imagine that they will end up putting like the bigger games like Elder Scrolls and if there's another Fallout on other systems, because I don't know, I can still see PlayStation outselling Xbox this coming generation from the rumours I've heard about the pre-order numbers and stuff for the systems. And that's pretty much one of the biggest markets you're just walking away from. But at the same point, Microsoft, if it was me, if I was Phil Spencer, I'd be like, no, mate, that's staying on Xbox, because they don't necessarily, they don't have exclusives anymore on Xbox, to be honest, in my opinion. So having something like that, although still not technically an exclusive, it is still something to draw people to their platform.
Yeah, you wait for the new Elder Scrolls and it's only on Xbox and day one Game Pass. Fuck me.
Yeah, you've got your whatchamacallits, like your Gears of War, not Gears of War, God of Wars and Horizons and all that lot for PlayStation, whereas like Xbox doesn't really have anything like that at all.
No,
like no massive anything with a big pull.
There's also Japan as well.
Like
if Sony dominates in Japan, there is incentive, I guess, to bring Bethesda games out on PlayStation.
Have you heard Sony have actually pissed off a load of Japanese players recently with one of the things about the new PlayStation?
Oh, go on.
I'm not sure you're aware of this, Dan, but pretty much ever since the original PS1 in Japan, the X and the circle buttons are different in Japan to what they are here. They're reversed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in Japan, to accept something, it's the circle button.
Yeah.
Whereas in Europe, it's X. And obviously cancel. It's vice versa. So they're basically said now they're going for Yeah, you're all just getting the Western version of that.
Oh,
so
I see.
They're going to have to.
Yeah.
They're going to have to get used to X to accept and stuff, and they're not happy about it because obviously
it was a bit like Nintendo.
They've been like that forever.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the positioning of the A button, the accept button.
It's balls, isn't it? The amount of times I'll be doing a QT on a Nintendo game and I'm like, push up, dude. Oh, bollocks.
I'm kind of used to it now, so it's not the end of the world. But, well, bloody hell, man. And no wonder they're pissed. Oh, well, they'll get over it.
Well, that's because Sony headquarters is now in America, isn't it? Which I find bizarre that they've done that. I really do.
The only reason that I heard, the main reason they did that is it's because of Sony's main, obviously, sort of like studios, their big studios that were doing all the exclusives for them and everything, were all basically based in America.
Ah.
So they thought, that'll be easier. We'll just set up base in America.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, job done. But ever since they've moved there, they've just done nothing but piss off like the Japanese developers.
Oh, don't blame. Oh, come on! I'm not surprised. There we go.
Oh well, never mind. Happy days.
Happy days. Right, should we go on to the next bit of news then?
Yeah, go for it.
All the PlayStation fanboys start raging that they're not going to get any more Bethesda games.
I think they still will, but even then. Even if they do originally come out, I could see year exclusivity at least. Things like that.
Well, if they're going to be published by Microsoft, oh man, just imagine this just comes. I mean, that would be nuts, wouldn't it? Just only coming to Xbox and PCs. Little Sony will be well out of sorts.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to think.
Stunty's face as well.
I can see him pulling a face right now, actually.
He's probably sitting in his work van listening to this right now saying, "Shut up, Webby!"
Stunty isn't a...
No, he just called you a wanker and a cunt.
Yeah. He's not an Elder Scrolls or Fallout guy anyway, is he? So
he's a Sony man, though.
Generally be fine.
He's a Sony.
But yeah, you can't say, obviously, Microsoft weren't a bit pissed at, say, even like PlayStation doing Final Fantasy VII, we've got that for a year before you get it, and the brand new Final Fantasy, we've got that for a year as well.
Yeah, that is shit. But they are getting the Dragon Quest 11 is coming to Game Pass in December.
I know.
Woo!
I need to start picking it up again. I need to finish it on Nintendo.
Yeah, do it now.
Do it now.
I think that's the Switch version that's coming out in December, because I'm pretty sure on Game Pass on the console only there's the normal Dragon Quest 11 anyway.
Yeah, the Dragon Quest 11 that actually came out originally was wasn't voiced, was it?
No.
And then they voiced it all in but then I think the one they brought out for the Switch had Japanese voice acting and other voice acting.
Yeah, and they added
a
2D mode as well, didn't they? Into the Switch version.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which was quite cool. So I'm probably going to replay it for the Chivos on PC in December. If I get
enough.
enough time. Oh fuck, I've just pressed the wrong button there. Okay, so next bit of news. Okay, Dan and Darren, you're probably not going to give a fuck about this. But this is But this is for people that are going on about how super mega powerful the new consoles are. And there's loads of people online saying, the new consoles are going to be a minimum of 60 frames per second at 4K, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm here to prove you wrong already. Watch Dogs Legion will run at 30 FPS at 4K on both the Series X and the PS5.
Which is hilarious because they've already said that with Assassin's Creed as well, haven't they?
Yep.
Which is, I personally think that is just stupidity on the developer's part, because it's like, right, so Assassin's Creed Odyssey on the Xbox One X, 4K 30 FPS. So you're telling me the new Assassin's Creed on the Series X, which is way more powerful, is the same?
And they're probably using the same engine as well.
Yeah, it'll be slightly upgraded, but it's sort of like the same. It's like, you what, mate? But yeah, again, obviously, Watch Dogs Legion. It's not something I'm looking forward to, but I know a few people are.
Yeah, Webby, you were right. Couldn't give a fuck.
Yeah, you couldn't give a fuck, and I was just saying. I mean, before when these consoles came out and said, "Oh, they're gonna be running at 4K, 120 FPS, and all that," and everyone was like, "Yeah, look, they're gonna trounce all the PCs, blah blah." And I was sitting back saying, "Ain't gonna happen. They're bullshitting you, and it's already been proven straight away."
Yeah, I mean, graphically. Look, yeah, that's fine, but like when you're trying to get the graphics to pump out the frame rate as well, you're going to need way more power under your hood, basically.
Yeah, especially if you want ray tracing as well. It's such a performance hog, and that's what people need to understand. I
played a game with ray tracing earlier, actually.
Oh, what was that?
Black Desert.
Oh.
I walked up. It hasn't literally got ray tracing, but I walked up and there was a puddle, and what was in the puddle was perfectly reflected. I was like, "Oh, look, it's ray tracing. It's the same shit."
Oh, and there's another thing. So the new Yakuza's out next week.
Yeah.
I'm going to be getting it day one.
Okay.
But on the Xbox Series S, right, it runs at 900p.
Oof.
If you want it
on the S,
the
Series S.
Yeah, the Series S. If you want to run
which
it at
is
60
technically
frames,
more powerful than the
One X.
The One X, isn't it?
Yeah. If you want to play it on the performance mode at 60 FPS, you can only run it at 900p. If you want to run it at 60 FPS on the Series X, it's only at 1440p.
You might not need that running at 60 FPS anyway, because obviously this is something else that's bizarre that I'm hoping they do come out of the balance on, because most in-game cutscenes run at 30 FPS.
Yeah.
Like the typical sort of movie thing.
Yeah.
So to go from a cutscene at 30 FPS into a game at 60 FPS, it just seems weird.
I game on my PC. Everything's over 60, and all the cutscenes are 30, and it's fine.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, being way smoother in the gameplay than that.
But it's just because the Yakuza game has been out on the PS4 in Japan for over a year now.
No, it was March, or was it it was the end of last year actually, I think.
Yeah, so almost a year. And so it's not like it's a brand new engine that's cutting edge technology, right? So so when I saw this news, I was just a bit shocked. Like, really? You know,
to be honest, this obviously sounds a bit weird coming from me, but the Japanese aren't really known for their groundbreaking game engines anyway.
True.
Per se. Like, look at Kojima. He went around all of the Western developers and stuff around the world looking for what would be the most useful engines for, obviously, Death Stranding. And he ended up going to Guerrilla in the end with their, whatever it is there that I've mentioned before.
Walking Simulator.
Yes. Walking Simulator.
Mm-hmm.
And my last piece of news is that Ruffian Games has been purchased by Rockstar.
What do they make?
So I went online because I thought I know of Ruffian, but I don't know what games.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
So they've made Crackdown 2, Crackdown 3, and the rest of the games have been really shit. Connect, Play Fit, a game called Fragmental, which I've never heard of. Connect Star Wars, Nike Plus, Connect Training, Connect Sesame Street TV.
Awesome.
So, did you say they're responsible for Crackdown 3?
Yes.
Yeah, Rockstar probably got an eye on something, not what they were doing with that, maybe.
Yeah.
So, you're looking at some kind of networking bollocks going on.
So they're now called Rockstar Dundee.
Oh, so they're based up in Scotland then?
Yes.
Okay. They're working on something. Or there will be.
So Hogarth has said that Assassin's Creed Valhalla runs at 4K 60 on the Series X.
All right. I'm sure they initially stated it was 4K 30. It'd be nice if it's 4K 60, obviously.
I need to look more into this because I would be very surprised if it ran at 4K 60, but there we go. especially if Watch Dogs isn't. Something we can
but
bring
I think
into next week.
Watch Dogs is going to be very much like you said, though, ray tracing and all that lot,
perhaps
isn't it?
Assassin's Creed isn't ray traced.
Yeah, you're probably not going to have ray tracing in it because obviously in stuff like Watch Dogs and Cyberpunk, it's all about the neon lights reflecting in the puddles and all that kind of stuff, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, first thing on Google, Ubisoft has confirmed that Assassin's Creed Valhalla will run in full 4K resolution at 60 FPS on Series X, but it's not yet talked about the PS5 version. There we go. There we go. I'm looking forward to playing.
That'll probably be the
those.
game I try on day one. I paid for my Series X this week.
Nice.
Okay, so I'm going to be playing both Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs when they launch. I'm going to be a little bit cheeky, so you don't get this on consoles. On PC, you can subscribe like the Ubisoft version of Game Pass is called Uplay Plus. It's $12.99 a month, and it gives you access to every single Ubisoft game. And
so you're going to pay that for 1 month, and off you go.
Well, it'll probably take me more than a month to bang out both those games, but I'll probably take me at least a couple of months. But then that's still a lot cheaper than buying both games, So,
Indeed.
Well, yeah. Plus, you got screwed out of getting a free copy of it because your graphics card was on time.
Yeah. So. Yeah, because another one of the reasons why I thought I'll get the GPU or pre-order is because they all come with a copy of Watch Dogs. But then in the small print it said you can only redeem the code until a certain date, and I think it's like the end of November or something. And it also said that there was a limited amount of codes being sent to each retailer, so it was basically, I ain't getting
first come, first serve.
Fuck you. But what they usually do, because when I bought my current, well, not my current one, the one that I sold, I bought that about 6 months after it came out, and it came with Call of Duty. So they're always doing these sort of offers anyway. So yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's all the news. Anything else you guys want to add?
No,
not that I can think of.
Well, it'll be nice for Watch Dogs. It's going to be 4K 30 with ray tracing, which is actually, when you think about it, that's actually very good because I've seen the performance hit with ray tracing on PC and it really does take a big hit. So the fact that the Series X is able to pump out Watch Dogs at full 4K resolution with 30 FPS with the ray tracing is pretty awesome, to be fair. So
it's the first game that's out as well, isn't it? I believe out of most of the big ones that are coming.
Yeah, it's going to be. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be good, but I don't know. I mean, because I really enjoyed Watch Dogs 2, so I'm hoping because you play as lots of different characters in Watch Dogs 3. So
and as many as you want, isn't it? It's up to you who you recruit.
Yeah, I just hope the graphics live up to the hype. That's all I'm going to say.
I think it's going to be a hot mess.
Yeah, probably it's an Ubisoft title, mate. It's going to be. It's not a Ubisoft game unless it launches with a load of bugs.
I know. I can't wait.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
it's been in development for a long time though, so that would be a plus.
It doesn't mean anything, mate. You know that.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to
add? No.
You've already asked.
No, so that's it. So that's the end of this week's show. Thank you very much.
Do we have questions?
Oh, fuck. We forgot about questions. At least someone's on the ball tonight.
Oh, well,
I'm pretty tired.
I'm playing video games.
Okay, so a question from Discord from Wes who says, now I've finally got a VR headset, do I wish I got one sooner? I've wanted a VR headset for a while, but it's just been having the money to shell out for one because they're not cheap.
I would ask him again in a couple of weeks whether or not he's got used to throwing up in a bucket.
Well, that's it, because a few people, including Hogarth, have said that they picked up the VR headsets and then they just sold them after a month or so just because they either felt sick all the time or just got bored of it, And I've had quite a lot of people say that to me.
You still need games to have would be absolutely like dreamlike to be able to do it, but the technology just isn't there. But if like Cyberpunk was 100% playable in VR,
I wouldn't mind trying out Res HD in VR because I've heard good things and it's one of the greatest games ever. So
apparently,
I haven't tried it.
You can get Tetris Effect in VR as well.
Yes, I've heard, but it's coming out on Xbox Game Pass, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'll probably play that version.
Yeah, that's fair enough. All right, Facebook. Okay, Ronnie McCarthy asks us to predict the Metacritic scores for the following games: Watch Dogs Legion, Assassin's
60.
Creed Valhalla, and Cyberpunk.
75. 90. Done.
80, 90, 95.
I'm somewhere around those regions. It's really hard to know the numbers because everyone who plays games has a different opinion on them.
Yeah. If anyone wants to chuck a question into the Twitch chat, please do. Steve Powell says, will you be doing a top 10 games of this generation podcast?
A generation? Oh, man.
It's actually going to be quite hard because so many games are cross-gen.
I know.
We've done decades. I think the decade we did. It's the same game.
Yeah, we did decade recently, didn't we?
Yeah. Can we just do a skill game of the year? That'll be
we'll just do game of the year. Top 5 games of the year, because I can't actually think of more than 5 games I've played that have come out this year. Yeah. And he also says, what's your highs and lows of this current gen? It's quite an open-ended question, isn't it?
I've got a few things this gen I haven't liked at all. The reliance on live services. And like I always mention, the fact you have to install your games to the hard drive, and then the hard drive size becomes an issue, and then it just gets bogged down with downloads, updates, DLC.
Yeah, updates is definitely a downside, because every time I turn on my Xbox or PC, or especially Call of Duty, I have to wait for an update for 20 minutes before I can fucking play the game. But one big highlight of this gen has been cross-play. In my eyes, that's been a great thing.
I haven't really had that much experience with it, to be honest with you. But fair enough. I mean, it might start off really badly. Obviously, the launch of Xbox One was fucking dog shit.
Yeah.
So,
apart from a couple of the games,
Rise was one that we've mentioned recently.
Dead Rising 3 as well. I loved it.
But I mean, that's really, really set the whole fucking, last 7 years off nicely, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So they've got a lot to live up to in November, I guess. But I don't think people are going to be too out to dry with the current setup, because essentially you are just getting console upgrades
again.
Yeah. So they kind of worked out how to make a fucking next gen console. So, well, you would hope.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Yeah, I mean, one of the low points for me this gen has just been, I don't know, the lack of really good co-op games to play with my friends.
No, I see. I can't really judge that just on the fact that from the 360 days, like we've aged like 8, 9, 10 years. Our lives have all changed. With you know what I mean. Like the free time we have to game is different. Like, none of us are gaming into like the 3, 4 in the morning groups of us.
I mean, it's past my bedtime now. I mean, bloody hell.
I don't even know what time it is.
It's 20 to 11.
Oh, those are always the days you remember, and when you had loads of fun in co-op games. But
no, I know what you're saying.
It just depends on your age bracket and where you are in life at points, I think.
Yeah, true. Paul Clark asks our impressions of the PS5 UI, and do we like some of the new functions? I mean, we've already talked about that, but one thing that I got from the video, though, was being able to like party chat with your friend, and then there's a little box showing what they're playing as well, live, which I thought was pretty cool.
And another little button you can press to report them if they're being a knob.
Yeah, I'm going to be reporting you left, right, and centre, mate.
I was going to say, you can always see what people are playing in party chat anyway.
No, but there's a little video of live, like there's a little live stream video.
Oh, right.
Like, yeah. Which is quite cool.
Using up some internet bandwidth.
Do it. Yeah, it's fine. The big dog says the first game you're going to play on the Series X. I mean, I'm not getting one, so I'll leave that to you, Darren.
Probably Valhalla.
Yeah.
Because that's coming out the same day.
Boom, boom.
But then I want to test out a couple of things like Dead or Alive 6. And Black Desert, see what the upgrades like that for that.
Yeah.
Because like I say, you can run it in 4K, but you get like 15, 20 FPS. It's terrible.
Oh.
So I'm hoping that the playing it on the Series X or S, X.
Yeah. Get
confused myself sometimes. We'll run it obviously at a decent frame rate with the high resolution.
Fair enough. Fortune Fire says, what do you think the impact is of no next-gen games launching on the Series X? It's a good question.
It is a downer.
Yeah.
But you've got, obviously, if you're buying a console, like this is my personal view, we all know, obviously, the Xbox generally rumoured to be more powerful than the PS5. So I predict that you'll probably find out that the Series X versions of Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Cyberpunk are going to be slightly better on that system. So technically, they're launching pretty much with and the week after. So they are still two really good launch games to obviously have.
Yeah. But I think...
So they've kind of dodged a bullet with that because there's some really big games coming out around then anyway. They don't necessarily need an exclusive.
Yeah, I mean, I quite like the fact that it's giving access to more people to play the games. People don't need to upgrade, so that's my one way of thinking. But my other way of thinking is, it just the console launch without exclusives just for that console just kind of sours it a little bit. I
don't think it matters really because they're all sold out anyway. So
yeah,
who gives a fuck?
Yeah, true.
It doesn't really matter. Does it?
In this COVID world, getting new tech is bloody hard because less of it's being made. So. Questions. Kyle McClemore says, why is your podcast so much better than mine? Well, Kyle, it just is. Sorry, mate. It's just the 360.
Is that legit? Is that a legit question?
It's just so much better than your podcast. We are on another level. That is kind of legit. He did send a question, and that's what he said. Honest.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. Double checking. I did. Old Peculiar asked for me to give an expensive view on VR, which I did at the beginning of the show. That's it. That's all the questions.
Fair dues.
Hey.
I'd have to remember to go to Discord, Twitter, and Facebook these days.
Yeah, man, multi-platform.
I know. Well, to be fair, the Discord is way more active than the Facebook group now.
Yeah, I had to switch off the notifications on it because they kept buzzing on my iPad now, and rarely ever go back in there.
Yes, yeah. Strokey McGinger just put a question in the Twitch. He says, is anyone else going to go for the monthly payment model to get an X? He says he thinks it's £30. It's $30 a month for 24 months. Nah. My credit rating is so bad I wouldn't even get it on finance, mate. So, I'm out.
I don't know yet. I'm quite happy with my my Xbox One X at the moment, so we shall see.
Yeah.
We shall see.
I'm going to go for that quality Littlewoods deal.
What was that one? What was that one?
I don't know, like £500, and then you pay back about 700 or 800 in the end.
That sounds about
doing the monthly payments.
Yeah.
That's what Very would do with the catalogue thing. You ever seen those before? Yeah. Easy monthly instalments.
Cost you an arm and a leg, and a kidney.
Well, exactly. You could. At least Bright House had gone out of business, so.
I've never used that.
Everything costs twice the price, but the thing is that they always appeal to Obviously, people on low incomes.
Yeah.
But I got an Apple Watch. I got that on, I won't say finance, but I split the cost over 5 months with Amazon. So it was interest free, of course. So then, obviously, all this shit, my job fucking happened. So,
yeah,
that was a good choice.
Yeah, that's it.
If anyone's listening and is worried, I'm okay. Thank you. Don't worry. But we shall see.
Hogarth says that the monthly option is sold out at Smithson Game at the minute. I think it's just because the consoles are all sold out, right? So
yeah,
they'd have probably been allocated a certain amount, and once they've sold through those, they've got to wait.
Yeah, it's fair enough. I think it's a good way of doing it, because it's chopping in your Game Pass as well, which most people pay monthly. I mean, I usually wait for the deals. Yeah, cool. That's it. That's the end.
Nice one, brother.
I haven't forgotten anything now, have I? I remembered to press the record button at the beginning, so that's all right.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, could you imagine? No, at least it's stored on the Twitch stream or whatever it is, and if you didn't delete it away.
Yeah, I mean, you can download the stream anyway, so it's fine. There's always a backup, which I've had to do once before.
Deary me.
Yeah. Cool. All right, guys. Well, that's the end of the show. Thank you, everybody, in the Twitch for coming on and listening live.
Thank you.
The show will be out on Tuesday. I will probably edit it tomorrow.
Top and tail it.
A while. I will probably not top and tail it. Yeah, it's been awesome. So, from me, Mark Webb, Gamertag, Pearson ID, Steam ID, and everywhere else, Webby360G.
Cinema Dan, the one and only, maybe. Until next time, bye-bye.
And Sensei Switch, see you later.
Awesome. So don't forget to visit the website 360gamercast.com. If you haven't become a Patreon yet, what are you doing with your life? Join the Patreon. Go to patreon.com/360gamercast. Get a show every single week. You get your own personal RSS feed, which you can add to your podcast app of choice. And the shows automatically get updated into that podcast, into the feed on that app. And every single episode every week goes there, which is awesome. So yeah, Twitter at 360gamercast, Facebook, you can find us just at 360gamercast. The Discord seems to be the most popular place at the minute. The link for that is in the show notes, or if you can't be asked, just ping me on Twitter or something and I'll send it to you. That's about it. So from everyone here, we will see you next week. Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to 360 Gamercast. And remember, next time the boss isn't around, join us in the forums at 360gamercast.com.